I wanted to share some of my pages from March this year. As we move into summer, I wanted to kind of look back at what did I see this spring. And so we're going to flip through some of my journal pages. This is a day that I found a couple of birds stranded on the beach, and we rescued them and took them over to the bird rescue. But just writing down some observations about them, just little sketches. This is one of my favorite places, a park that we wanted to go and hang out with the trees, and I just thought that this scene was so beautiful, so kind of scribbled the trees on here, wrote my thoughts. Another thing that stood out for me were these daisies. They were all over, so my daughter and I made some daisy chains with robins chirping and singing around and looking for worms. Missed the birds. The class that I led on wildflowers that we were seeing. Just a little bit of anatomy to help the folks understand what they're seeing. These are my first tulips that bloomed, so I like doing these tiny landscapes so that I can remember, oh yeah, it's that one far one over there that bloomed, and with the close-up of the flower from above and one of the petals. I love doing shells because they are imperfect. I think I have to turn this. Imperfect and broken and worn, and so I had this sheet of paper. I usually keep a little folded paper with me so that I could do some sketching when I'm out in nature. So this day I just decided to sit down and sketch what I saw, and a handful of the shells that were sitting around me that caught my attention. So sometimes my pages are not finished. I'm not sure what this was, but I think I was just writing down some of the names of the birds that I was hearing. Oh, maybe it's related to this page. This was a page inspired by the Song of Birds. I went out with the intention of just listening and being inspired by what the nature was telling me, and what came from listening to the birds was just flowing colors and drawing their songs, and so that's what came of it. It just reminded me to just listen and let the river of song flow through me, and that felt really peaceful, and it was really fun. Here's another little sample of some of the cool trees that I saw at one of my favorite beaches. So I did a little accordion journal with some of the sketches, and they're just scribbled just because I really was interested in the trunk. So sometimes I just simplify it. Some more fun creative sketching. These are some pages from getting ready for Greece. I went to Greece this summer, and before I did that, for the months leading up to it, I looked at photographs to get me inspired and did some sketching so I could think about what I might see, kind of visioning into like, what will I see when I'm there, and practicing some of the alphabet. That was really helpful so that I could read things when I was there. This page is just about the colors that were all over in my garden. So I went around and just focused on different flowers, and did a little collage of all the flowers that I saw in the garden. So this is a snapshot of spring colors in March. This is bird song. So I think in the morning, just listening to the birds and having fun drawing what I was hearing. Didn't choose to add color on that one, and sometimes that's okay. This was a college class. I took some students out to Asilomar and Pacific Grove, and some of the things that caught my attention were this big, beautiful cypress tree, so it captured the shape, and these birds were singing near us. And then we were showing about the comparison of things, and this was kind of cool. We could see these two different kinds of trees side by side in comparison of how they were growing, and close-ups of what the needles look like. Found some things on the beach, some wildflowers. This was a day I went and saw the beach was blue, was like covered. You could see my dog there. The whole beach, this is the back beach, and this is the sand and the water, was completely covered with the dark blue, dried, crispy bodies of these organisms called Velella. They are also called by-the-wind sailor. These are critters that are little colonies of hydroids that live together, and they float around in this disc, and they have a sail on top, and they move across the water with the wind, and the wind just brought millions and millions of them onto the beach. And so I decided to sit on the beach. I found a few and did a little sketching up close. And one of the patterns I noticed was this change in color as it decayed. So I collected a few and lined them up, um, and wrote down my thoughts and some questions about them. In March, there was the sprouting of equisetum, this horsetail, which is an ancient plant that's been around since the age of the dinosaurs. Really cool plant. So just focusing on, I noticed them coming out of the ground, so I selected a few to just sketch and focused in on what was interesting to me. How these little bristles grew out. So I don't draw everything I see, but I do select what were the things that I wanted to highlight. One of the things that day was this big, beautiful ghost tree. I just love the lines and the shapes of nature. So that one got in my journal. Let's see, this is just in my garden again. What's going on in March? I think this page I built over time, so I just kept it open and the things that were capturing my attention. In March, I came and would jot down some different things, whether they were birds or plants or otherwise. And then this was a fun page I did from a video that showed animals that were visiting one particular location that were captured on a wildlife trail cam. And I went through the video that someone had posted on Instagram, and I just thought, here it is, that it was really cool that they showed how well used this particular location was by wildlife. And so some of them were during the day, some were at night. Um, these were moving animals. So what you can do with moving animals is, if you can practice by sketching still animals, like a video or photograph, and then just contour drawing, or actually these are more gesture sketches. So really quickly sketching the feel of the animal. And um, I just decided this was going to be a collage of the animals that live in this place. And so you can have fun exploring nature, drawing what you see, writing about what you see, not worrying about whether it's finished or if it's perfect or if it's right. This is your journal that you can make however you want. If you want to learn how to draw better, practice is what really improves your skill. So just starting where you are, drawing what you see, and letting yourself be okay with imperfect, because nature's imperfect. And the more that you do this, the easier it becomes. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you want to see more or join me in my live online community, go to sparkinnature.com.